3 things that may be hurting your ability to fast. Number 1, lack of preparation. A lot of times people don't think about prepping before they start fasting. They just make a decision, I'm going to fast, and then they just start, and it's usually on Monday. So that is a level of mental preparation, but there's no emotional preparation, there's no spiritual preparation, and there's no physical preparation. All of these things coming together into one neat package will dramatically increase your ability to go through a fasting cycle. Whether this be an R72 with 3 days, whether it's a 5-2, or you decide that you want to go full out and you want to do a 14 or a 21, a deep level of preparation is absolutely needed in order for you to be successful along that journey. What does that look like? A mental preparation is going to look like sitting down and doing the Stephen Michael Why, or sitting down and doing your heaven and hell exercise, and then mentally preparing yourself for what you're about to do. Ahead of time, knowing and having a plan in place for what you're going to do, and then having an exit strategy if things go a little bit of a miss. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but bear with me, right? You then also have your emotional preparation. Already telling yourself, revving yourself up that you are going to go through a little bit of stress. Letting yourself know that you are doing this because you love yourself. It is a loving thing. It's nothing that you're doing because you feel guilty about what you ate. It's not something that you're doing because someone made you feel bad or someone calls you fat. You're doing it because you love yourself, and there's a level of emotional preparation that needs to go into yourself before you start a fasting process. Spiritual preparation. It can look like you sitting, praying, doing a level of meditation, turning on some high hertz, some 432 music. Andre 3000 just dropped an album. Turn on some of that music and then sit and meditate and think about what you're going to do. Get on your hands and knees, drop to your hands and knees and say a prayer. Ask God to help you get through this process, to, of course, show you the things that you may not have been able to see while you were consuming food. A lot of times when we're consuming a lot of food, it makes us very toxic. Not only does it fill us up physically, but a lot of our food fills us up spiritually, and it makes it very difficult for us to hear that quiet voice. So a level of spiritual preparation is also needed. And then you have your actual physical preparation, which Chris James has so marvelously put together for us, which is a 7-day preparation that is going to allow you to build this gradient from going from eating McDonald's and processed food on a day-to-day basis to now changing the frequency of what you eat, to introducing hydration into your body, and then going into the process of a little bit of juice fasting, and then we can move into water fasting, right? So then it goes from eating regular, and then we slowly start to step it down to where we're actually able to then water fast. Going through a 4-step preparation in that way is going to make it so much easier for you to get through your fasting. Number 2, unexpected detox symptoms and confusion. Far too often, dealing with my one-on-one clients or even in group client settings, I have found that people that want to start, they have a lot of zeal, right? So they watch a video, and the video was of a guy, and he lost 30 pounds with fasting, and he's super excited, and he shows the before and after, and it's very obvious that he lost a lot of weight, and you're like, I want those same results, right? The problem is that zeal is a lot of energy and motivation without knowledge. So when you go through this fasting process, you are going to experience a lot of detox symptoms that you may not expect. And these symptoms will make you feel like you're sick. They will make you feel like you're hurting yourself. They'll make you feel like you're doing something wrong. And then not only that, the people around you will then verify this is wrong. You shouldn't feel like that. You need to stop. And unfortunately, in most cases, they're doing this or saying these things to attempt to help you. But a lot of times they can actually be doing more harm than good because they don't understand either. So the body is never intentionally hurting itself. Never intentionally. So what it is doing is you are going to experience symptoms of detoxification. Just like if you had an illness, right? Let's say that if you have type 1, and you have issues with your pancreas, right? Diabetes or type 2. And one of the symptoms that you would experience from that would be neuropathy, right? Tingling in the lower extremities. It's a symptom of something deeper. So when you are going through a level of detox, there is a symptom that is going to display that there's something deeper happening. That deeper happening is the cleansing process. You have those toxins that are being removed, and then when they get removed, where do they go, right? They have to go through somewhere to get excreted. A lot of times when you have detox, a lot of those toxins are going to go into your blood. So when something gets into your blood, it's going to get transported throughout the rest of the body before it gets excreted. So what can happen is that you can then experience some of those toxins in a concentrated form, and then your body will then display that in a runny nose. It may explain it in cramps. It may show it in a bloody nose. It may show it in flu-like symptoms. It may show it in tiredness or weakness. It may show it in vomiting. There's so many ways that it can show itself, but these are all a symptom or a byproduct of the detox. And when you are fasting and you are 2, 3, 4, 5 days in or further, you may get a little nervous. You may get a little scared. And you're like, this is not regular. This is not normal. And correct, it's not. Because for the first time, maybe this is when you're deeply detoxing in this way. But I promise you, as you go through your fasting, as you go through these processes, the detox symptoms actually decrease. And as you fast on a more regular basis, over time, 4, 5, 6 months, a year, you do more fasting, you will experience less intense detox symptoms. Why? Because there's less toxins in the system that are then getting removed, which means less byproduct or less symptoms. So having a level of understanding of what to expect and having someone or a group of people that can then help you walk through that or navigate that process is extremely beneficial. So that way you can get past that fear and understand this is something that I actually do want, even though it may not feel good. Number 3, your environment is too sterile. What does that mean when I say your environment is too sterile? So we understand that you are the sum of the 5 most people that you spend your time around. Financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you are the sum of those people. So you are in a sterile environment when it comes to your fasting. We hear people say, fall back, disappear for 6 months and change your life, which isn't bad advice, but there's a study that was recently done and it showed that people actually will do 50% better in group settings than alone. That does not mean that you can't accomplish things on your own, but you will actually do 50% better, period, in a group setting, whether it's learning a new skill or doing a project in school, right? It doesn't matter. If you are doing something as a group, then it typically shows that you will do 50% better in a group or a community, right? So when I say your environment is too sterile, what I mean is you need to be in a contagious environment. Now, when you hear contagious, I know that hits the ear wrong, right? Because we think of sickness, we think of illness. We don't want to be in a contagious environment or be around someone who's contagious. But let's look at the definition of contagious. Contagious actually means likely to spread or affect others. That's it, right? So you can put yourself in a contagious environment that is around health. You can put yourself in a contagious environment that's around wellness. You can put yourself in a contagious environment that where other people are fasting and other people are doing things that you want to do. Being in a contagious environment is not necessarily bad. The word contagious has a bad connotation or the way that the word makes us feel or the way it sounds. But in this sense, you want to be in a contagious environment. Think about it spiritually. How many times have you gone to church and maybe you felt a little down? And then you go to church and then all of a sudden you leave and you're like, I feel so much better. Why? Because you were in a contagious environment and you were able to pick up the energy from the other people. They were feeling good. Maybe they got a good word. And because they felt great, you felt great. So putting yourself in a contagious environment around your health and wellness is actually going to greatly benefit your ability to fast longer and to accomplish the goals that you're looking to accomplish, right? So this is one of the reasons why we have our challenges. It's one of the reasons why they're so successful, because people are in a contagious environment. People are in a space to where they can understand the detox symptoms that they're going to go through, and we can remove confusion and help walk them through these processes and why things are happening, and let them know this is normal. This is actually what you want. People in these processes and these challenges also learn preparation. So what we've done is, of course, we have brought back the AHA 21-day fasting challenge. It is one of the biggest challenges that we do. It is the longest challenge that we do, because not only do we go through preparation, right? We go through a mental preparation as well. You're going to go through a process where we're going to be cleaning the liver and the gallbladder. We're going to go through the physical preparation, and then we're going to step by step walk you through the 21 days of fasting. We're going to be there for you through detox symptoms. And then, of course, we're going to help you with your refeed so that way you maintain your results. And then, of course, your aftercare. So if you guys have struggled at all with your fasting, if you have never been in a place where there is community, if you've never been in a space where you can actually get in somewhere and then be around people that are doing the same thing that you are looking to do, then you need to join us. You need to be in a space where things are actually going to be benefiting you. So I hope that you join us. Once again, the AHA 21-day fasting challenge is going to be launching very soon. It's already open and registration is ready to begin. Don't miss out. Don't let these holidays get you down. You don't have to wait until the beginning of the year in order for you to have benefit, in order for you to actually grow. Make sure you join today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.